flow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beat. Engines roar, can't stay off seat. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, NFR. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, slick machine. Every twist, every scene. Catch the action on your screen. NFR, NFR, yeah. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin.
You've got a fire burning deep inside, a spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar's a story, only you will know. The weight of the world can't break your stride. You're carving your name where the stars reside. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. The ground may shake, but your roots run deep. Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar, forevermore, forevermore. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise. legend in the making till the end of time.
Are you crying?
Two races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Daddy Rick tried with his big old grin, but Max spun him out, said I always win. Gasly and Albon, they took their turn, crashed and burned, oh how they yearned. Perez hung on till his tires were flat, now Williams gone, imagine that. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Red Bull barn's a lonely place. If you ain't Max, you're out of the race. Liam packed his boots, said I'm done, I reckon. Max just smirked, next victim's beckoning. The pit crew sang, he's too dang fast. Every teammate's a thing of the past. Now Lawson's back with the junior squad, singing why'd I think I'd beat that god. Max's shadow looms so tall and wide. Another teammate's pride just died. From Daniel Pierre out of Checo too. Liam learned what we all knew. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. So here's to Liam with a beer and a side. 2 races down and a wide-eyed try. Max keeps winning that Dutch tornado. Red Bull's second seat, a big oh no.
He came from Stephen, magic kid with a dream. Karting in the rain, built a winning machine. McLaren's golden boy, 2008 crown. Took on Alonso, never backed down. Mercedes called, he answered with flair. 6 more titles, records everywhere, from Monaco streets to Silverstone's roar. Lewis the king kept asking for more. 7 world champs tied with the greats, fashion on point, he's owning mistakes. A night on the grid, Sir Lewis would shine. The go to the track, victory was his line. Oh Lewis, you soared, you won the fight. Race through the storm, a beacon of light. Every lap, every win, you carved your name. The world bowed down to Sir Lewis's fame. Then came Ferrari, red dreams in his sight. Left Mercedes behind, chasing Scarlet Delight. Maranello cheered, he's our savior, our man. But Spa's wet track had a different plan. I'm useless, he cried, last Saturday's scene. P18 and quality versus the champion sheen. Ferrari's upgrades, more like a curse. Charles outpaces him, oh, that's gotta hurt worse. Let's do red car, but the podium's far. Lewis, what happened to your superstar? Monza's calling, but the Tifosi side. Mate, you're struggling and wondering why. Oh, Lewis, what's this? You're losing the plot. Ferrari's red rocket ain't hitting the spot. I'm useless, you said with a shake of your head. Sir Lewis, so mate, is your legacy dead? Oh, slipping away. Oh, Ferrari's gone astray. He's still got the style, the braids and the drip, but the SF25's giving him the slip. Charles takes the lead, he's the Tifosi's pick. Lewis, you spinning, mate, it's getting thick. Hungary's walls, Imola's tough fight. Your radio's moaning, this car ain't right. Zach Brown's laughing, McLaren's on top. Lewis, your Ferrari dream's starting to flop. Oh, Lewis, what's this? You're losing the plot. Ferrari's red rocket ain't hitting the spot. I'm useless, you said, with the shake of your head. Sir Lewis, so mate, is your legacy dead? Oh, slipping away. Oh, Ferrari's gone astray. You're still a legend, Lewis, don't you frown. 7 crowns high, you'll never come down. But Ferrari's red curse, it's a comical scene. Pick up the pace, mate, reignite the dream. oh, slipping away. Oh, Lewis will rise someday.
Young Charles Leclerc from Monaco's bright shore, carded at 8, dreaming of something more. GP3 F2, he tore up every track. By 18, Sauber called, and he ain't looking back. He out and ran old Ericsson, made that Alpha sing. Ferrari saw a star, gave him red in the spring. But in 19, his boots slipped, crashed in Baku's tight bend, and his championship dreams, they're riding with the wind. Oh, Charles Lord Percival, where'd your trophy go? Pole-sitting cowboy, but your luck's running low. From Monaco's glamour to a title-less trail, your dreams done got lost in Ferrari's epic fail. Bahrain 19, you grabbed pole, nearly won the prize, but your engine sputtered, left tears in your eyes. Spine Monza, you shone, took the checkered flag, but Azerbaijan's walls, you hit them like a stag. Monaco 21, you claimed pole but broke down. Didn't start, left the Tifosi with a frown. And Abu Dhabi 22, you fumbled the crown's chase, spun in France, and Ferrari through the race. So Charles Lord Percival, where'd your trophy go? Pole-sitting cowboy, but your luck's running low. From Monaco's glamour to a title-less trail, your dreams done got lost in Ferrari's epic fail. 24 was your year, won Monaco at last. Monza and Austin too, you were riding fast. But 25's a tumbleweed, Ferrari's lost its spark. Sixth in the standings, you're racing in the dark. China, DQ, your car was light as hay. Miami, you spun out, aquaplaned away. Spain, you nabbed third, but McLaren's far ahead. Fans holla, Fred, fix this while you're crying in bed. Oh, Charles Lord Percival, where'd your trophy go? Pole-sitting cowboy, but your luck's running low. From Monaco's glamour to a title-less trail, your dreams done got lost in Ferrari's epic fail. 26 pole, son, but strategy's a curse. Silverstone 22, they left you in reverse. Monaco 24, wrong tires made the crowd wail. Your title's like a ghost, riding some lonesome trail. Did it roll down a canyon in a Tennessee stream, or get pawned in Vegas for a slot machine dream? Is it hiding in a haystack in a Texas barn, or lost in Monaco's harbor, tangled up in yarn? Maybe it's in Nashville, strumming on your guitar, or crashed in a ditch with your busted up car. Could it be in the Ozarks with moonshine and a mule, or just another hope that Ferrari made a fool? Oh, Charles Lord Percival, where'd your trophy go? Pole-sitting cowboy, but your luck's running low. From Monaco's glamour to a title-less trail, your dreams done got lost in Ferrari's epic fail. Here's to Charles Leclerc, with 8 wins to his name, 46 podiums, but no title to claim. With Hamilton in red, your star's starting to fade. Lord Percival's trophy, just a country serenade.
Under neon lights and engine screams, she's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near, with every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach, he stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride. Watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide. With her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt, she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach, she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Just a fan, she's a legacy born through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our Death Queen. Whoa, oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt, she tears through night. Our voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach, she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh, Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Let me spin you a tale about a race car driver, George Russell by name. He's quick on the track, but don't get too excited, cause when it comes to greatness, well, he's not quite knighted. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. He's got the helmet, he's got the car, but when it comes to win, he's not quite up to par. He's got the look like Woody with a cowboy hat, but when he's in the pit, you'll see him shed a tear stack. Now don't get me wrong, he's got some skill, but when you're talking about the best, he's not in that mill. He'll race you hard, give you quite the fright, but in the end, he's more known for his tears at night. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run.
Daniil came roaring, a Russian with a spark. Toro Rosso's fire lit up the track in the dark. Promised Red Bull's big seat, he flew in 2015. But Sochi's crash sent him down, Max stole the dream. Back to Toro he went with a "we'll call you lie." Twice they cut him loose, left him high and dry. Helmut's cold handshake, Christian sideways grin. Daniil kept fighting, but the deck was stacked to win. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. Pierre was the next kid with a smile bright as day. Toro Rosso star Bahrain's foreshowed the way. Red Bull called him up, said, "Son, you're the one." But Max's shadow crushed him. 12 races, he was done. Sent back to Toro, told he'd get another shot, but the phone stayed silent, left Pierre in a knot. Jamie and Sebastian, they felt that same old sting. Promised Toro saddle, but Red Bull clipped their wings. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. Brendan waited 9 years for a shot to shine, but Toro chewed him up, spit him out by design. Liam got 2 races, thought he'd earned his place. Red Bull said, "Back to Bulls, you're losing this race." Carlos got a loan, I never saw Red Bull again. Now he's winning elsewhere, leaving Helmut in pain. They dangle that seat like a carrot on a string, but when you reach for glory, you're left with nothing but sting. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. So here's to the drivers who fought through the pain. Daniil, Pierre and Alex rising up again. Red Bull's got its titles, but these boys paid the cost. In the dust of melting keys, their dreams ain't fully lost.
Okay, can you bring it back, Lance?
No, I'm in the wall.
Come on, it's broken! It's broken!
Well, Liam Lawson rolled into Red Bull's gate. Kiwi kid with dreams so great. 2 races in, he hit the wall. Max Verstappen wrecked him, y'all. He thought he'd shine, but oh sweet son, Max chewed him up like a 2-day run. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Daddy Rick tried with his big old grin. Max spun him out, said I always win. Gasly and Albon, they took their turn. Crashed and burned, oh how they yearned. Perez hung on till his tires were flat. Now Liam's gone, imagine that. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Red Bull barn's a lonely place. If you ain't Max, you're out of the race. Liam packed his boots, said I'm done, I reckon. Max just smirked, next victim's beckoning. The pit crew sang, he's too dang fast. Every teammate's a thing of the past. Now Lawson's back with the junior squad, singing why'd I think I'd beat that god. Max's shadow looms so tall and wide. Another teammate's pride just died. From Daniel Pierre out of Checo too. Liam learned what we all knew. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. So here's to Liam with a beer and a side. 2 races down and a wide-eyed try. Max keeps winning that.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR, welcome back to SAFRL on a Tuesday night. It's just gone past 8 p.m. And of course, it's Season 12, Round 9. And will you look at that pit lane? That is a somewhat damp pit lane. Obviously, take some of the drivers as a surprise. Of course, we might have a completely dry race. This weather might carry over into the race. Drivers will have slightly more info than we do. Tough one. If you have a completely dry race, well then you have to set the car up for the dry. And you're going to have your hands full in this quali session. Good evening to Dixie Killer. So, Boinky's in here. Death Queen. Jan. Skull was also here earlier. We're missing Ubuntu. You guys hear the cars, or are they very, very low? Put that up. Few cars venturing out onto the circuit for outlaps. A lot of cars remaining in the safety of their pit garages for now. Drivers just feeling their way around the circuit. have a look at who is on what tire, and well, everyone's on the wet and on board Ferrari. Almost lost it, winding up for a quick lap. Shows you how difficult these conditions are. Driving in the wet is always difficult because then it starts to call for that blue tyre. Really difficult. You see the Ferrari just squirming around, looking for grip, looking for traction. There is none, all it finds is standing water. Every split second you spend on top of the water, you're not going forward, are you? Skull, not so long ago, this was his teammate. In sector 2. But they got caution. In this quali session, you can see his teammate was just squirming around looking for grip. Skull also squirming around looking for grip. Something all the drivers are feeling, and remember, if the race is a completely dry race, then most of these drivers would have opted for a dry setup. I mean, are they driving around right now? Not optimal for these conditions. They're coming out of the hairpin, looking for traction. Oh, I'm not so happy. Virus, he was the first one over the line, 126.8. Jonas, 124.0. Well, the only driver in the 24s, but no one in the 25s either. Andre second best, 26.7. That's 2.7 seconds off of the pole sitter as things stand. Virus P3 and Sugar Bear P4. Still waiting. Got a lap from Smurf P5. Waiting for two Ferraris. Well, one has gone over the line. A 124.0 for Jonas. Ferrari, we are watching, already done one lap, but not for the lap. Validate the lap. Qualifying does work slightly different when you're in the rain. But the rules change. Drivers take a very different approach. You're going to see a lot of these drivers doing multiple laps on the same set of tires. Tires don't degrade as quickly as the soft would. Put extra fuel in the tank and then just go around and around. And we see Andre and Skull. Welcome to the good to have you in the comment section. Something different, not on the circuit tonight, back in the race. Letting his fellow drivers, his former fellow drivers, enjoy the rain. We're waiting for laps from several drivers. Skull, Lamb Royale, Osmond, Glitch, Gunner, Spikes, all of those drivers yet to set lap times. Conditions, not easy conditions. Skull, he set a 26.5. That was on a set of intermediate tires. No wonder. Which tire is the right tire? Jonas 24.0. Spikes now into the 24s. A few drivers into the 24s. Spikes 24.3, then another 24.3 for Glitch. There was one of the drivers he said not have a lap time. He eventually got it over the line. But Pantrastar in P4 24.9. Bit of a drop, 25.5. Martin P6, then the pair of Salvers, Sugar Bear and Andre, 23.9. Virus makes up the top 10. Still 3 drivers in the field yet to set a lap time. Lam Royale not on track. Has done 1 lap of those tyres. Has not registered a lap time. See if he does this time. Goes over the line. Yes, he does. Goes up into P7 at 24.9. Only 2 drivers remain without a lap time. One of the 2 drivers looking to get his name on the timing sheets. Lots of drivers out on circuit, 15, 17 drivers. Who might squeeze in before the race. We have seen that number change by 1 or 2 seriously as we go into the race. And 9, now just 1 driver remains without a lap. But that driver remains in the safety of the pit garage. That is Gunner on in P17, his teammate in P16. So the 2 horse having a good evening, emulating life in a way. 2 Ferraris on the other hand, top of the world. Look at that, 23.0 for Jonas, 23.7 for Skull. And that is what a scarlet front row looks like. It'll be interesting to see if Skull's able to hold on to that P2. Time's getting awfully close. Real time to breathe in a wet quality. Even if it's not getting drier out on surface, which I think it is, not necessarily drier, it's raining slightly less. Even if it doesn't start raining slightly less, when you have solid conditions throughout, these guys tend to get quicker and quicker as the session goes on. They're just gaining more and more confidence in these conditions. Conditions you've got to be so careful of in the beginning of qualifying. You can find yourself off the circuit and at the rear of the field. Thanks for that, Reese. You know, it's actually quite silly. I basically have to change the volume up and down every single time I go between broadcast and cockpit cam. Because when I'm in broadcast, the cars are too low, and when I'm in the car, the cars are too loud. I know how that sounds, and I make more adjustments. Jonas, still the quickest driver, 23.0. Skulk has now split the Ferraris. I don't know how much longer that scarlet front row would last. 23.6. But the interesting thing about it was it was set on a set of intermediate tires. 4-lap old intermediate tires. So they're not even prime. We have Pantry Star on an outlap. He's going to test those intermediates. We also have Gunner on an outlap and a set of intermediates. That's the only driver in the field not to have set a lap time. He's given up on the wet run completely. So Jonas, still the quickest, and he's gone quicker. Look at that. Last time we looked, there was a 23.0. He hasn't only taken a little bit out of that, he's taken a chunk out of that. Found an extra half a second. That is still on the wet tire. Some drivers starting to go onto the Inter. He just went fastest. Not on the best tire. You can completely disregard this timesheet if the track is indeed getting better. All of these times are going to change. All of these positions are going to change. Jonas, 22.5, 6-lap old wet tires. Spikes gone up into P2 with a 23.3. Skulky was the car that split the Ferraris initially, 23.6. Then you got the second Ferrari of Skull in P4. Pointy's P5. Pantry Star P6. You got Martin Glitch, Maori All Black, and Smurf. That is your top 10. Maori All Black. At least it's not a wallaby. In sector 3, that's somebody just getting out of the way. That's a Mercedes. Skull briefly went up into second place. Like we were gonna get a Ferrari front row. Well, he's out there to try and take it back. He's done his outlap, winding up for his quick lap. In fact, he started his quick lap. Right on board with the Ferrari. It's a bit better than what we saw earlier on when the cars just couldn't find any grip anywhere. Finding a bit more traction now out of the corners, a bit more confident. He aims for those curbs. At times they just come down, and that's not only because the track is getting better, because the drivers are getting braver. He's going slowly, still on a set of wets. Smurf in the pits, still on a set of wets. He's gonna eventually set his lap. Two Haas drivers, things weren't looking too good for them not so long ago. P16 and P17, now up into P6 and 7. They've made up 10 positions each. Just come into the pits and put on a set of intermediate tyres. I think we're going to see everybody have at least one run on a set of intermediates. Again, just flip this field. The only thing that might stay the same is the driver at the top. Remains in the pits for now, 22.5. We'll see if it comes out with one last defense of that lap. Not sure if he needs to. The track is getting better. 410 can definitely be found. This is Spikes. Is he the only McLaren here this evening? Yes, he is. A teammate tonight for Spikes. Solitary McLaren in the field. Needs to pick up the points for the entire team in the absence of his teammate. In sector 2, the two fastest drivers are in the pits. Not sure how much in the session. Those 2 minutes. They are going to get out there. Need to get on with it. See where his Skull has been coming out of the pits. Jonas is coming out of the pits. Looks like everyone will have that one final run. Ooh, that looks messy. That looks very messy. Is that a Salba and a Ferrari coming together? Initially it looked like 3 cars. Not sure what happened there. That appeared to be a Salba, a Ferrari, and another car which I wasn't able to identify, but that looked quite messy. Pointing way to end things. Will you look at that? Lamb Royale 21.9. That's the magic of an improving race circuit. Might get a few surprises in this qualifying session. Lamb Royale P1, Jonas P2. He is on an outlap. Do you have any damage on that Ferrari? Things looked a bit messier than they were. We did have a Salba retired just after that incident. Wonder if the Salva was the one that got more of the damage. Sam Royale set the quickest lap. All out there. Still find into every minute that passes, every second that passes. Track is getting a little better. These cars, a little better means a lot of time. Jonas goes over the line now. Start. It will be his final run. That's the exit there. Ram Royale and Andrew Star. Alpine and a Williams on the front row. Can you imagine that in real life? That would make break the internet. It goes over the line, 21.9. Take the check flag. So as things stand, he'll have pole position, but there are many drivers behind him on intermediate. Surely a lot of them are improving as things stand. And Aston Martin from an Alpine. That is the front row. Smurf P3. Check flag has fallen for him. Star weaving up the straight. There will be no improvement from him. It's Jonas. The top of the field for such a long time. Then the track started to improve. Finds himself down in P6, but surely an improvement is on the way. Let's see what Jonas can do as he goes over the line. No improvement. 22.5 is his best, and he takes the checkered flag. Sam Royale, where is he? Currently in P2. Does he have anything left in that car? Battery's fully charged up. He's on a slow down lap. Whites goes quickest. 21.8. Takes it in the final moment. Your eyes still on Lam Royale. He is on a lap. Osman improves in the final moments. Goes up into P11. I believe everyone has taken the checkered flag except for this Alpine. Lam Royale P3 as things stand, 21.9. Don't think there's going to be an improvement with that little weave at the end. That is information. That is the end of qualifying. There are your qualifying results. So Spikes takes pole position going into this race. Glitch P2, then Lam Royale P3. Going to be followed by Smurf, Pantry Star, Gunner, Jonas, Skulk, Maori All Black, and Virus. Makes up the top 10. Not quite in the top 10. Osman P11, followed by Martin, Boinkies, Skull, Andre, Sugar Bear, Top Gun, and Warlock will be joining the race. Told you we might get one in here. And I think a lot of the drivers will be relieved. They're not safe yet. Can see some blue sky. But I do see some clouds. Are we going to see the conditions we saw in qualifying coming back into this race? Or are we just going to see those clouds clear up as the race goes on? I think the drivers will be hoping for the latter. Of course, you're looking at an empty pit lane because all of the drivers are to the right hand side of your screen doing their final preparations. Final preparations for the race. Strategy, the tires, when do they intend to pit? What do they expect from those opening laps? If you watch the race on Sunday, if you've ever hoped for safety cars, well then that was your sort of race. First safety car on Sunday night was triggered at the exit of turn 1. So hopefully everyone will keep that in mind as we head off into turn 1 here in Canada. Slightly extended break. Drivers taking their time with that strategy. Of course, getting this strategy wrong can be your first mistake. Mistake you make before you get to turn 1. And looking at those clouds, I have to ask, we saw what happened in qualifying. Will that rain come back? Are you asking me why I'm not racing? Well, I'm not sure I've ever streamed my own race. That would be very, very bad. Still a lengthy break. There we go. No warning whatsoever. And straight off into the formation lap. Was a weird delay. Nonetheless, we are finally away for a formation lap. Give the drivers an opportunity to feel those dry tyres for the first time this evening. I had a pretty horrendous qualifying session. Started off on the blue tyre, went off onto the Inter. This is the first time they'll be looking at a slick tyre. Spikes took pole position in the closing stages of qualifying. He likes doing that. Glitch in P2, Lam Royale P3, Smurf P4, Pantry Star P5, Gunner P6. Jonas all the way down in P12. Keep your eyes on that Ferrari. What pace. It's simply a scenario getting caught out in timing, unable to set a lap time. When the track has improved and everybody else gets around, improves their lap time, get the timing wrong. That's what happens. Go down from P1 down to P12. Led the session for most of qualifying. The rain caught him out. That does mean we're going to get an exciting race from the back. Ferrari's not going to want to waste any time. Now, you wait for all the cars to line up properly in their grid boxes. When they do, camera angle should change, and then we'll get 5 red lights. There we go, camera changes. There's a glitch there in one of the lights. I don't know how the FIA are going to feel about that, but nonetheless, they're all out and we're on our way. Spikes. Nice start by the McLaren. Gets a nice jump on the Aston Martin. No competition into turn 1 whatsoever. Spikes from Glitch. Lam Royale P3, Smurf P4. No changes in position for now. Gunner makes an overtake on Skulk down the field. In fact, Skulk is falling down the field. I wonder what's wrong with that Red Bull. Does he have any damage on that car? Doesn't look like he's got any damage on the car. Just a loss of momentum. What happens, you get one corner wrong, you find yourself chasing the control back of the car for the next couple of corners. Boinkies in P11. Luckily for him, it's not real life and he can race that Red Bull all he wants. Junior team versus senior team, Skulk versus Boinkies for the final points. course, it's just lap 1 of 35, a long way to go. This is a circuit that in the past I've seen many penalties handed out. The drivers have been well rehearsed in staying within the lines. Spikes, Lamb Royale. Lamb Royale has made up a position. He was in P3, now up into P2. Bring up some info on your screens. There you go, you can have a look at the tyre situation. Pretty even split down the field, about half the field on mediums, the other half on the hard compound. Hard compound seems to be a more popular choice if you're at the rear of the field. If you're at the front of the field, seems to be the medium. All on the medium tyre. That's Spikes, Lamb Royale, Glitch and Smurf. We've got the pair of Williams on split strategies. Pantry Star in P5 on a set of hard tyres. Got his teammate just behind him on a set of medium tyres. This is where things can get tricky. Are you racing your teammate when you have completely different strategies? I think it's a lot. 3-second time penalty for Skull. Said it just a lap ago. It's a track we've seen penalties handed out many times before. We didn't see the disqualification, but there's a disqualification for Gunner. Anybody in the comment section saw what that was? If you saw the notification, I didn't see the notification, so if anybody knows what that was for, Gunner getting a DSQ down to 17 drivers, same amount we had in qualifying. It hasn't triggered any safety cars. At the front, easy pickings. Spikes leads from Lamb Royale, from Glitch. That's your top 3. Go down the field and have a look what's happening with the Ferrari. Ooh, there's Jonas. Ferrari ghosting. Is that Ferrari ghosting? We would get Jonas back in that car as soon as possible. He's falling to the rear of the field. Next one to take position is going to be Sugar Bear. Then I think at the rear of the field we've also got Top Gun ghosting. 2 drivers at the rear of the field ghosting away. They want to get back in those cars as soon as possible. Otherwise, by the time they get back in here, they can find themselves half a lap back. Bikes opened up the gap beyond a DRS gap, 1.1 seconds. Glitch picked up a 3-second time penalty. For multiple warnings, becomes the second driver to do so. It's only lap 4. Of course, I think the circuit, at least on this channel, with the most penalties, I think that has to go to Imola. Commentated on at least 3 races. But maybe with the exemption of 1 or 2 drivers, the entire field had penalties. And as the drivers went over the check flag, I honestly had no idea who was finishing where. Spikes continues to grow that lead, 1.2 seconds, very much in control of this race as things stand. Royale in P2. Spikes is pulling away, but not awfully quickly. In here and there. Needs to dig in, find something extra, pull himself back within DRS, so he's able to challenge that McLaren. Just sitting outside of DRS. But then you get all the negative effects of the dirty air, and none of the positive effects. Being able to open up your front wing. Your rear wing, rather. You don't want to be opening up your front wing. That would be... I imagine that would be pretty bad. Of course, next season in 2026, DRS will fall away and we're going to have active aerodynamics. Means the rear wing and the front wing will move. That will not be at the driver's control. We should bring Wheeze in here for a commentary session. Once he's in here, once I've done the intro, actually as the 5 red lights go out, I'm just going to mute. I'm going to let him do it. Yeah, I get to be a spectator for a change. Spikes leads 2.4 seconds. That gap now increasing. I said it wasn't far away from DRS. He just needed to dig in a little deeper and he could get within that 1 second. Well, that has gone the other way. 2.5 seconds. 2.6 continuing to grow. Pantry Star now gets up into P3. Interestingly enough, he's the top driver or the lead driver out of the hard compound tires. He's up in P3 on a set of hards. He's going to go deeper into the race than the 2 cars ahead of him, and he is making up ground on that Alpine. 9/10 of a second, and that means he's just entered DRS territory, and catching that Alpine is just going to get a whole lot easier. Virus take on the horse. Murph falls down to P5. Virus makes up the position. Another penalty handed out, this time to Top Gun. 6-7 drivers now with penalties. Lots and lots of penalties are going to be handed out before this night is over, I assure you. Commentated on many races. But Imola, Canada, very well known for penalties. 15 drivers get into the 20s. If you happen to do something silly on the speed limiter, well, then it's going to look even worse. Unlike previous iterations of the game, you get back with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Used to be 5. Wasn't quite so harsh. As we saw on Sunday, that 10-second penalty can destroy someone's race. Driver who would have gone on to get a podium ended up finishing in P7 with penalties and a late safety car. Spikes will be enjoying himself at the front of the field. 3.5 seconds. He'll be looking down the list and he'll be asking, where is Jonas? Where is that Ferrari? Sure, he expected the Ferrari to be a little closer to him by lap 8. Of course, Jonas went backwards at the start of the race. We saw that Ferrari ghosting, so something clearly going wrong. Seems like he is back in that car, no longer ghosting, and he has made up a few positions, back up into P12. His next target, Andre. 2.2. No, I'm reading the wrong time. Just half a second up the road. No, 3.7 seconds up the road. This is getting all too confusing. Spikes. 4.4 seconds every time I have a look. Looks like half a second has gone by. He's coming into the pit. 7 laps on those mediums. A little earlier than I expected. Lam Royale following suit into the pit. 7 lap old mediums. And that means Pantry Star goes to the front of the race. Of course, he was the driver we said was leading the hard compound tires. He's now the driver leading the race. He's saying the only thing consistent on this game are the penalties. Well, the penalties on this game are about as consistent with the FIA. I call it reality. Maybe that's why we think of it as glitches. It's just built in. It's supposed to work like the FIA. Simply don't understand the genius behind this game. What happened now? We've got Pantry Star and Virus P1 and 2 in this race, the pair of Williams. Saying that those pit stops were early. What, they were pretty early. 7 laps on the medium in a 35 lap race. And you're going for a 2-stop. What will these other drivers do? Panther Star now leads the race by just over a second. Driver behind him, Virus on a set of medium tyres. He'll be feeling quite confident. Driver behind him is his teammate. I don't think he'll get too aggressive if he gets close. Shouldn't be able to get that close. Those mediums, well, they should be going away. Another driver into the penalties. We're going to have less drivers without penalties than with. Pantry Star leads from Virus, then the pair of Mercedes. Duo of Williams Mercedes, followed by a duo of Mercedes. It'll take a lot of getting used to seeing a Mercedes in the back of an Alpine. Lots of rumours swirling around the leadership of Alpine going into 2026. Christian Horner has been linked to Alpine. Also been linked to Cadillac. Looking at the Ferrari out front. The other Ferrari, Jonas at the rear of the field in P15. This is Skull. He's up in P4 because he has not made a pit stop. He's on the tyre he started on, one of the drivers that went for the hard compound. Watford low down the order in an unfavourable position, so went for the hard tyre. Roll of the dice. How many drivers are in the penalty column? I can't even count that. I can tell you that 5 are not. Here we go. 12 drivers in the penalty column. Maths. And Royale, driver that was challenging for the lead of this race not so long ago, now down in P11. The problem with making a pit stop very, very early on. Of course, you want to come out on a fresh set of tires and you want to set the best laps possible. That is when your tire is prime. That is when you should be setting the best laps. Instead, you're coming through the field, you're getting distracted by other cars, you're getting frustrated by other cars. You know you need to get by, you know this is your time. It's so important not to trip yourself up while coming through this field. Red Bull's running 7 and 8. Leads the race at the front. 1.3 seconds is the gap to Martin in P2. Same strategy for Martin in P2, both the leader and the driver in second. 11 lap old hard tyres. We've got Spikes. And he is the provisional leader of the race. That 3 lap old hards. He's coming up very, very quickly on the Mercedes. Get himself back into the lead of this race. Doesn't want to waste any time. Pantry Star's come into the pits. Not going to have to make up 2 positions, just the 1. Spikes promoted up into P2, and your new race leader is Martin. Either we typed that after I said it, or we think very alike. Not sure which it was. Like we mentioned in the comment section, a bit too early. It's instead of coming out and setting your best laps when your tire is prime, you find yourself coming through the field. It can obviously be time consuming, frustrating, and sometimes dangerous. Spike's still out front, but that gap has shrunk. Just 1.2 seconds is the gap. Martin is able to find another dent or two. He's going to get within DRS. And defending that lead will become a little bit more difficult, but Spike's just 5 laps on those hard tires. Martin, he needs to come into the pits. 13 laps on the hard. Virus showing that that medium can go much further. Those initial pit stops on the medium were just 7 laps on the medium. Virus has gone 13 laps on the medium, and he's sitting in P3, proving that that yellow tire had a little bit more life in it. A clean race compared to what we saw on Sunday. Sunday was chaotic. Pretty calm. If I'm not mistaken, most race wins around this circuit. It's a tie. For the most race wins around this circuit between the only two 7-time world champions. Lewis Hamilton took 6 victories here in Canada, rather 7 victories here in Canada, and Michael Schumacher took 7 victories here in Canada. .3-kilometer circuit named after Gilles Villeneuve. Very, very quick driver in his day. First ever Canadian Grand Prix at this circuit was won by Gilles Villeneuve. Definitely a favourite to take a driver's title. Unfortunately, lost his life before he could get that title. His son did come to Formula One in 1996. Finished P2 in the championship in his debut year. And in his second year, well, he took the championship. Finished what his dad couldn't. We're saying that 2 stops on a majority of these circuits. It's horrible. That's why I think we should get Weeze in the comms box. He's got so much knowledge of these circuits. He's done so many laps of each and every single layout. Tested the different tires, the different setups. Knows pretty much everything. Problem is, if we get Weeze in here, well, I'm going to go awfully quiet. WhatsApp on my phone can be quiet for 2 hours, and then as soon as the stream starts, everybody decides, let's get a hold of that guy. Andre in P7 in one of the 2 Salbers. We saw the other Salber involved in an incident in qualifying. Sounds like Charles Leclerc. An incident. That's the famous clip of Charles Leclerc after coming together with Max Verstappen back when they were karting. It was the full length of his answer after being asked about the collision. He said, it was just an incident. Most difficult thing about making a 2 pit stop strategy work is if you don't make those tires work when they're supposed to, you just don't make up the time. It spikes. For the time being, he's doing just enough. 14.9 seconds. You need between 18 and 20 seconds to do a pit stop. I mean, he'd be able to come out on a brand new set of tires to finish this race off. What about Jonas? Driver we haven't mentioned too much. Of course, he started down the field in P12, very out of position for this driver. And he seemed to have a few technical issues. In the beginning of the race, he was ghosting and towards the rear of the field, started making up positions again. And now he's up into P2, a set of 9 lap old hard tires. In fact, he's on the same strategy as Spikes. Gap is 15 seconds. Spikes can hold things together. Stay out of that penalties column. I know he's already there, just don't pick up any more. 3 seconds apiece for Spikes, Lamb Royale, Martin, Smurf, Warlock, Virus, Skulk, Maori All Black, and Poinkies. Then we have in the 6 seconds column Glitch, well as Jonas, and then the only driver in the 9 seconds column, Skull. Remember, those penalties will hurt, but in race conditions like this, they're not absolutely the end of the world. A lot of these drivers do have gaps to the drivers behind them, so some of those penalties can neutralize themselves. But if we have a late safety car, as we did on Sunday, you're that one driver in the field that didn't pick up any penalties, something shocking could happen. Commentated on a race in Imola, but basically everyone in the field, with the exception of 2 drivers, I don't remember who they were now, didn't have penalties. The first of those drivers won the race. He was in the lead with no penalties. The second of those drivers was in P9 and got promoted to P3. The late safety car, lots of penalties, get a real surprise result. Only 3 drivers remain outside of that penalties column. It's Sugar Bear at the rear of the field. So Osman behaving himself for now. The man you're looking at losing a position. Pantry Star down to P5. No penalties next to his name. We have a caution in Sector 1. Should clear up quickly. We go a retirement for the Ferrari. Just have the one Ferrari left. Jonas in P2 needs to get the points for the Scuderia. Skull was the race winner of round 4 earlier on in the season. One of those drivers with a lot of potential. Just needs the consistency. Sort of like Lando Norris. Gap at the front, 15.5 seconds. Royale in P3 now coming up on the back of Jonas and challenging him for that P2. It'll be difficult now to see who is where. Everybody has penalties and different penalties. So Lamb Royale 3 seconds, Jonas 6 seconds. So you're looking at that battle on track. In the timing sheets, Lamb Royale is well up the road. Andrew Starr, still no penalties next to his name. I'm totally gonna commentate as curse him. Keep on mentioning who doesn't have penalties. 3 of them don't. The rest of them better make sure not to get any more. 15.7 seconds the gap at the front. Bonus from P12 on the grid, P2 on the race circuit. That would be a really impressive drive. That would be forgetting that he fell all the way down the field, down to P17 at a stage in this race. Climbed his way all the way up to P2. Fortunately for him, while he was doing all of that, Spikes found 15.5 seconds. Have a caution in sector 1. Remember, there is a problem with this game when it comes to spectator mode. If we do get a safety car, it's not going to say safety car on your screen. It's just going to say caution. So the way to know, look at your track map. The moment that track map lights up in yellow in its entirety, well then, we're in safety car territory. If it's just a patch of the circuit, well then, it should go away. Spikes comes into the pits and out of the pit. So quick, we missed it. Gonna come out in P4, is he? It's tricky to see where the driver's coming out. Such a strange and unique pit exit here in Canada. Will it get released into a corner? Crucially for Spikes, Andre just getting out ahead. One more overtake he's going to have to make. Andre 14 laps on those hards. Lamreal 14 laps. Jonas 14 laps. 3 hard runners up the road from Spikes. 14 lap old tyres. Spikes not that far away from them. Here's the second Williams. 10 off. Another pit stop. Francis finishing this race on the medium tyre. In the worst place to be. That's where I finished on Friday night, P11. Through that entire race distance, I'm so close to a point. A little frustrating. I'd rather finished P12. Wondering, how did I get to P11? Well, only 11 cars finished the race. Fantastic. Welcome to Key Cracker. In the comment section, good to have you. One of the drivers, one of the names rather, we've seen out on circuit before. Good to see you in the comment section. And into the pits comes Lam Royale. Martin in the medium tyre, 9 laps old. Surely he needs to come into the pits as well, and there he does. Spikes will reclaim the lead of this race, and rightfully so. All qualifying, right at the end of qualifying, took pole position. He's led the race throughout. For time he was in the pits. Now everything straightening out again. He is the leader of this race. Andre up into P2, but those are aging hards. Surely he's going to have to bring those in shortly. was out on circuit. Feel very close together. Husband in the pit. In the pit. Comes out of the pits. We have lost 3 cars. We started with 18. 17 ran in qualifying. We've got 1 extra for the race. We've lost 3 of those drivers so far. Skull, Top Gun, and Gunner. Gunner was not a DNF. Gunner was a DSQ. What happened there? We missed that notification. Lamorel picks up a 3-second time penalty. I think that'll take him up to 6. He was one of the drivers on 3. Really difficult to keep track. And look at that. All those 3s, pretty much all of those 3s turned into 6s. Drivers racking up the penalties. 6 seconds apiece for Jonas, for Smurf, for Skulk, for Boinkies, and for Maori All Black. We have 9 seconds for Glitch. An incredible 19 seconds for Lam Royale. That is 9 seconds worth of track limits. A speeding infringement in the pits. Basically adds up to an extra pit stop. Maori gets another 3-second time penalty. That'll take him up to 9. I'm not even going to pretend I can keep track of these. Skull saying it's time to hang up the boots. Not going to happen, Skull. You're going to stay in that car. And if you do retire from racing, you're going to retire after you win a championship. You're going to retire on top. Last season made a lot of progress. Feels great when you're going forward, making progress, getting quicker from race to race, getting used to being in the top 5. And suddenly there's a slump in form. Not sure where it came from. Don't know how to fix it. Just gotta keep going. And eventually, you do come out on the other side. Front, it still spikes. 3.6 seconds is the gap to Jonas. It might be race on. 3.6 seconds. Similar strategy. 5 laps and 4 laps. 7 laps to go. Could come down to the penalties column. Actually, they're on the same amount of penalties. Spike 6 seconds. Jonas 3.5 seconds separate the leaders. 7 laps to go. Jonas will have 1 lap of advantage on those hard tyres, but I don't think that's going to count for much. And to none of the viewers, don't believe for 1 second that Skull will be hanging up his boots. Not gonna let it happen. It's not gonna happen. Saw what he did in season 11. Just gotta come back in season 13. Had 3 drivers outside the penalties column. Now 2, Panther Star and Sugar Bear. Doing their best to drive within the line, something the other drivers have not been able to do. Jonas goes up to 9 seconds in what was looking like could be a real close race in the closing laps. Well, he's just added 3 seconds to his time, and if he's going to take victory, take a big mistake from the McLaren up the road. Spikes, Jonas, Lam Royale. Will you look at who is in P4? Andre in P4, but he's coming under a lot of pressure if he's going to hold on to that P4. Those hards are not in fantastic condition. They're 20 laps old. Virus behind him, 14 lap old hard tires, and oh, what a mess. What a mess. Not sure what happened there, but we did see carbon fiber. We did see somebody going into a wall. It can sometimes be an internet spike, and we see things that aren't quite there. So we're looking for a car with damage. Let's have a look at Virus. There's some more carbon fiber. Red Bull now ghosting. Havoc in Canada. And still no safety car. Skull, you need a coach like Jos Verstappen. Once Max finished second in the go-kart race, and Jos left him at the petrol station and made him walk home. Tough love. And that's why today Max Verstappen, some people will consider him a little crazy. Max's father was a Formula One driver in his own right. Once he was teammate to Michael Schumacher in 1994, I think it was, at Benetton. A lot of people don't know. Well, his mother was a driver too. In fact, she won the Netherlands Rally Championship. Also won 3 or 4 different karting titles, and at one stage was on the books at Benetton. Pretty close to F1 herself. Spikes, Jonas, 2.8 seconds. That penalty has come in and sort of spoiled it for us a little bit. 9 seconds for Jonas, 6 seconds for Spikes. Means even if Jonas can catch Spikes and pass him on circuit, it's not going to be enough. He needs to build up a rather large gap. And Maori picks up another 3-second time penalty. Sugar Bear still staying out of trouble. Pantry Star still staying out of trouble. Good work in his favor. Definitely going to work in his favor with Lam Royale up the road. 19 seconds worth of penalties. Jonas and Spike picked up any more. Things could get a little too close for comfort. The rear of the field, we've actually got 2 cars on the soft compound. That is a Red Bull that is ghosting around the circuit. I don't think Skulk is in control of that car. And the Mercedes at the rear of the field. The 2 cars have come in and put on a set of soft at the end. Try to take the fastest lap. Of course, the fastest lap bonus point only goes to you if you're in the top 10. Going to be really happy with the result tonight. Wasn't easy, but really difficult conditions in qualifying. Went out on the wet, then the track started to dry, had to go out on the intermediate. All of those times meant absolutely nothing as the track started to improve. He was able to steal pole position in the closing stages of qualifying, and in the race he's just got on with his business. Knew Jonas was starting out of position. He just needed to do his work while Jonas had to come through the field. He's done just enough. That was 2.9 seconds. plus the 3-second extra worth of penalties for Jonas. And it's more like a 5.7 second gap. The drivers who don't get penalties, they deserve some sort of prize. The rest of the field, I think there was going to be penalties in this race. I didn't expect this many. Williams circulating in 5 and 6. Not much longer. Andre lining up one of those two Williams. Not going to be able to get around this time. Not sure how Andre is lining up that Williams. 25 lap old hards and showing the rest of the field just how far those hards can go and still be competitive. Andre in P7. Possibly looking for more. There's a caution in sector 3. I think that is someone retiring in the pits. That is a Salva. Wasn't a retirement, but there was a yellow flag on the main straight. Very strange. Spikes still leads. Jonas, P2. 34 of 35. 3-second time penalty for glitch. Stopped trying to keep up with the penalties a long time ago, so we're just going to have to see as we go over the line who is where and who finishes where. Let's go up to your leaders. Spikes, Jonas, they're in the same frame, but Jonas is running out of tarmac, running out of time. Definitely driver of the day performance. And Spikes, well, he did everything he needed to do. Showed consistency, showed pace, and minimized the mistakes. Not sure he made any mistake. Glitch sets the fastest lap of the race. That's what those soft tires will do, but there he goes. Spikes over the line, gives it a weave. Slight celebration. Jonas goes over the line in P2. 4.7 second gap between the two of them after the penalties are applied. And I'm not even going to pretend to know where the rest of these guys are going to finish. You're going to have to wait and see as they come. Is that a car going backwards? Oh, wow. Don't see that every day. Amriel finishes the race in reverse and finds a Williams? Finds a Williams on the other side. Well, this is fun. And we get the best camera angle of it. Madness on the main straight at the Circuit Shield Villeneuve. Lamroyal pulled a Ricky Bobby. Finished the race in reverse. Trying to think of what movie that was now. It was a movie where basically this guy spins the car in an oval. It's the final lap of the race. He just decides to throw it in reverse, and somehow he outspeeds the driver next to him who's driving forward. That movie was called Driven. I'll just wait for those final results because we don't really know who finished where. Mute the PlayStation so you don't have to hear all the clicks. Race winner, of course, Spikes. Then fastest lap went to Glitch. Driver of the day went to Warlock. Warlock also got the most overtakes. And the cleanest driver on the day went to Pantry Star. As for your results, Spikes takes the win from first on the grid. Jonas P2 from 12th on the grid. Good drive from the Ferrari. Pantry Star P3 with no penalties next to his name. Well done. Martin finishes P4. Virus P5. Warlock P6. Andre in the points for Salba P7. Then Lamroyal P8 finishing the race backwards. Smurf P9. And Osman takes the final point. In P11 you got Boinkies followed by Glitch, Sugar Bear, Skulk, Maori All Black, and then the DNFs of Skull, Top Gun, and the DSQ of Gunner early on in the race. Oh wow, that was a Lance Stroll jump scare. Gave myself a fright with that image. Lance Stroll, what a clown. I want to thank everybody who joined us this evening. I want to thank Wheeze for joining us in the comment section. Always good to have one of the more experienced drivers giving us his thoughts on the race. So many times he knows exactly what's going on just by looking at it. Of course, now the channel goes quiet until Sunday. We need to find something to put in between here. But channel goes quiet till Sunday. We will return for SKR, 6 o'clock, Sunday evening. Until then, one last time, thank you everybody for joining. I'll see you on Sunday. If you haven't left a like, remember to leave a like. It's free. And if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. We're on 1,100. Let's see how many more we can get. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next time. Until then, cheers.
Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.
You've got a fire burning deep inside, a spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar's a story, only you will know. The weight of the world can't break your stride. You're carving your name where the stars reside. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. The ground may shake, but your roots run deep. Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar, forevermore, forevermore. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. So keep on climbing, don't ever slow. The stars are waiting where the brave ones go. You'll rise to the sky. Yeah, you'll rise to the sky. A legend in the making till the end of time.
Okay, can you bring it back, Lance?
No, I'm in the wall.
Can't, it's broken! It's broken! Can't, it's broken! It's broken!